If you are a white woman and you are dating, in love with, married to a black man, I want you to listen up. There are certain things that you need to know. And I don't think this is spoke about enough. But the most dangerous thing in this world are the tears of a white woman. And if you truly love the black man that you are with, you need to know that you need to have his back and protect him at all costs, including protecting him from yourself. And what do I mean by that? My son was dating a white woman. My son is biracial. They got into an argument in public, and she started to scream and cry. And my son immediately left the scene.
Facts. Smart man.
She was outraged. She couldn't believe my son left.
Bro.
My son.
Before we even finish this video, let me just say that I always like to give credit to the content creators, so I'm always going to link back to this person in the description in the video, so y'all can find that there if y'all want to go and check them out and then follow them on TikTok or whatever respective platform that they're on. That's A. B, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. I'll be in Houston this weekend. Link is in the description. And then last but not least, make sure you check out that Teach Hanley. 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. That link is in the description also. Make sure y'all get that Teach pack. Shout out to Teach for sponsoring the video. Smart man. Smart man. I don't know if he got his father in his life or if his mother, this woman right here, who is clearly a white woman, has instructed him to do that. But number one, if you ever get into it with a woman in public, white, black, or whatever, if you ever get into it with a woman in public and she starts to scream or cry, or if she even feels compelled to argue in public in the first place, leave her, drop her, don't even put yourself in that position. You are going to be under duress at some point in your life, and you probably gonna catch a case, probably unjustly, but you probably gonna catch a case. Never, ever, under any circumstance, deal with a woman that's willing to cause a scene in public because she don't respect you, she don't love you, and she will do it again, and then the next time it's gonna be worse, and you may not be as lucky. When he left, he should have never, ever dealt with that woman ever again in the first place. Let me hear the rest of her story.
Left because my son knew that if he stayed there and this woman was crying and screaming at him, a black man, there was not going to be any questions asked. He was going to be thrown to the ground. He was going to go to jail. It was not going to be any questions asked because this white woman was crying and screaming about him. Now, I'm sure this female may have been hurt. Her feelings was hurt. She was a little emotional. However, when you are dating a black man and you're a white woman, you need to understand that sometimes your fucking feelings and your emotions have to take a fucking back seat to not cause harm to the person you are dating, that you love, that you are married to. And I'm not telling you that if you are truly in fucking danger, not to get help. But if you're just emotional, you're just pissed off, and you want to scream and hoop and holler, in public is not the time. Because that can turn out very deadly for the black man that you claim to love so much. Whether you realize it or not. If you were just dating a white man and you were yelling, nobody would really pay any attention to that shit. But when people see a white woman and a black man and you're screaming, all hell will break loose. Because when white women cry, everybody responds.
Especially
even if the shit is stupid, even if it's frivolous, even if it's a lie.
Especially the ugly
most
cry.
Deadliest thing in this world are white women tears. I have said this time and time again, and I learned this very, very early in life. I grew up in the projects. I was raised by two wonderful black women that helped my mother raise me. So I know what I have witnessed, what I have experienced, and I know for a fact of what I speak.
What's up with all of these women raising children with no men in their lives? That's just a side note. Just doing side quests in the middle of these reaction videos. Let me hear the rest of what she got to say.
I learned very early in life that I could be a voice for my friends and my family because people would listen to me far more than they would listen to them. And if you listen to anything I have ever said to you on this app, if you are a white woman and you are dating a black man, you are in love with a black man, you are married to a black man, you need to know that you need to have his back and protect him at all costs, even if it is protecting him from you.
That's a fact. And I think that even if you have to have this conversation with a woman, especially a white woman, because I know that y'all like snow bunnies, and Dr. Umar Johnson is going to be on y'all. See, the one thing that you can't say about me is that I've ever dated or is married to or is in a relationship with a snow bunny. I just never had a thing for him. I've always been into black women in particular, and that's just my preference. I think that people should date whoever it is that they like and whatever their preferences is. If they can get them, then rock out. Hey, God bless you. Congratulations. You want to go and get your passport. You want to, you know what I'm saying, have this global game. I'm cool with it. I don't really care nothing about that. It's only a certain demographic of people that think that you should always date your own. I have a preference for black women, especially darker. The darker you are, the more beautiful you are to me. So that's always been my thing. I've been married to a black woman for 20 years. However, I do have a lot of people that I know that is dating and married to and in a relationship with women that may not be black. And it seems, this is just my anecdotal observation of different situations, it seems that they are way more dramatic and way more cryy and way more extra, even in coaching calls. I've had coaching calls where I've been on there on a Zoom call with a black guy and a white woman, and the white woman always want to break out in tears. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's cultural. I don't know if that's the way that they're taught to vent or something like that, but that is a thing. They do that publicly, and the guy was automatically just reserved like, you know what I'm saying, when that happens. And so I think that she's right. I think that she has a level of insight based off of her own life experiences that we do not take lightly. And number one, you don't even associate yourself with a woman that's willing to embarrass you in public, let alone willing to cause a scene in public. Never. Get the hell up out of there. Her son was absolutely right. And you don't even be around. I don't care what you are, but especially if you are around a woman that is causing a scene. We know historically, and I hate to even say this because then that would force me to have to acknowledge y'all being blackity black and running in the victim Olympics. But historically, you have seen situations where there have been entire lynchings that's been associated with white women claiming false things that ultimately affect young black men. That's just a fact. And I don't know if that still affects what we see happening on a regular basis because I've never put myself in that situation in the first place. However, if you are dealing with a woman that is willing to cause a scene in public, you have to be very, very careful about how you then deal with it. And then you have to remove that person from your life for the rest of your life. That's A. B, I think that it is very important for y'all to be careful about the pros and the cons that come along with interracial relationships because all of y'all have preferences. People are going to evaluate you. They're going to judge you. That just comes with the story. I hate to say that. We all should be looking at people as human beings and as individuals, but it just comes along with it because stereotypes and cultural norms are developed over a period of time based off of what we believe to be true. And that's just the way that it is. But I am curious. I'm curious as to what y'all think, and I'm curious as to what your experiences have been if you have been snow bunny hopping, as Umar Johnson liked to say. If you have been snow bunny hopping, then let me know what y'all experiences have been. I know a lot of people say that they're nicer and all of this, but I think that it's a dark side. And I've been talking about this on After Hours for a long time. Maybe we'll talk about it on After Hours tonight. I think that it's a dark side and that they tend to get more of the benefit of the doubt just because they are of a lighter hue. And colorism is a real thing that a lot of women experience and a lot of men experience it too. But they do get more of a benefit of the doubt just because they are of a lighter hue especially when in a relationship with a dreadhead. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. I think that this is a discussion that we should have. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'm going to see y'all on After Hours tonight. Peace.